Hey, good morning. And if this is already your full day, so then have a full day, of course, have a great day. And what I would like to talk to you today is our common denominator of success. I have just heard this and read an article that just stunned me. And why was that so brilliant, this article? Because what you could think is like, okay, so you need to work hard to have success. We have all heard that in our lives, I think for several times. But the author said, well, there are people who work very hard for their whole life, but at the end, so they are not successful at all. Otherwise, so many people would be more successful. And another thing is there are so many people that are not working hard, but they are very successful. So what's the idea then? So what's this common denominator of success? So that is something that I would like to inspire you today. Hello. And so you see several cameras here. So this is of course my live setup that I'm always using here for this Mindset Morning idea. So if you're just about to wake up in the Eastern American time zones, have a good morning. So if you're just about to go for your lunch break right now, wishing you happy lunch, bon appetit. And what was the idea of this common denominator of success? Yesterday, I have talked about the idea of perception. And what's the idea about perception is just not to see things as they are and not from your, individual point of view, from your individual programming in this regard. So you can also say perception. I was thinking this morning, when you think, okay, everybody thinks it's not, everybody sees a mistake, it has to be perfect. So this perfectionism that we are all, of course, driven by, sometimes that's a perception that gives us not so much freedom. So you have also seen, maybe I've done several of typos in my last slides. So, okay, maybe you have not seen it because you thought, it's already cool what this guy here is doing. On the other hand, I had the perception, oh my gosh, so maybe I have to erase the live videos, but that's all about mindset. And so, of course, I'm also working on my mindset and would like to have you part with it and inspire you. So if you are watching this, this is about the common denominator of success. And what was the common denominator of success now? So what is it? What makes us successful, and why are other people not successful? So the article basically says it's our willingness to do things that other people don't want to do because it's hard, it's difficult, nobody likes to do the things. And okay, sounds kind of easy, so you have to force yourself to do the things that you want to do. But at the end, this is not sustainable. This is not long lasting, and this doesn't give you most of the time the desired, also expertise that you're looking for. So that's not the way. So the common denominator of success in this regard that makes us do things that other people don't want to do is your goals together, because for some people, it's more about goals. For some people, it's more about purpose. And what do I mean with, first, purpose? Purpose, that's one of the, that's actually the main thing that this article, Common Denominator, talks about, and kind of also fulfilling for me to see, because I have been researching about purpose-driven organizations for a long time, and I was thinking, okay, so is it like the profit that makes organizations successful, or is it something else? And so I always come back to this purpose fascination, basically, And I'm so happy that I can present this to you as well. So the idea is, if you have a purpose that you are really surrendering to, that you are thinking, wow, this is so cool, this is inspiring me, this is getting emotion, I'm getting emotionally that involved, then you have something you should keep and cherish and use for your personal driver. If you have a purpose and you're feeling, okay, you cannot live your purpose in this environment, then maybe you have to think of changing that environment for making it going for your purpose, or for changing the environment so that you can live your purpose. So that's the idea. And so the denominator, let me just see my post-its here. What did I write? So I didn't write that many things, but yeah, so this purpose that must not be like logical at all. So there's nothing sexy about some logical idea that, okay, so if I am rich, then I am happy, or something like that. There must be more that you want to succeed, that you want to achieve when you have, well, a certain amount of money. And so purpose versus logic. So logic in a way is nice to do the things that you do really well. But what is it that drives you, makes you wake up in the morning, even if you are still tired, and do the things anyways? And so the money can help for a certain amount of time, but it's not that sustainable and not that long lasting. And so therefore, if like a cheesy song is playing on the radio, listen to your heart, there is maybe something about it that I want to point you out today. And the purpose, so yeah, what can we talk about the purpose? It can be connected, I would say, to the goals that you have, or it definitely is connected to the goals, and you can find your purpose. Well, sometimes your purpose is finding you, sometimes you're finding it through your goals, and where you really have that strong will to do something, even if it's not logical, okay? And so if you are really in for something that you would say, wow, that drives me, I don't know why, whether it's football or whether it's making music, whether it's like doing live videos like I am doing, or radio, then that's a good advice that you could keep it, should keep it. And let's talk about goals now, because that's also something that is a little bit, misunderstood at times, what a real goal is. So you could say, well, here is, so I'm already here. Let me just switch quickly back. You don't see it right now. It's all, I have forgotten to rewind this. Okay, so there are 3 types of goals. You can say an A goal, a B goal, and a C goal. And the A goal is something that we already know how to achieve it. So going to buy a car, that we have already bought, that's an A goal. That's something that might require some investment for the first time, and that's was kind of hard for the first time, but now we can buy a second car and of the same type, it's not a problem. A B goal would be something that you would have never achieved, but you kind of know how to do it. So it's like a bigger car, like a faster car, more expensive car. So you could definitely get this and you could achieve it. But okay, it's a little bit harder. You have to work more. And then there is the C goal. That's a wish, burning desire. It is formed through your imagination and it's pure fantasy and you don't know how to achieve it at all. So, and that is the goal that you would actually like to refine in your life and you would like to find. And that must be a goal that really drives you, that really, makes you, dream and pursue. But on the other hand, where you don't know how to achieve it. That is so big that it's kind of, okay, so how am I getting on the moon? how am I, well, fly this plane, anything that you don't have any clue how to achieve it. How do I start this business? I have this want or this desire, but okay, how can I really do it? And the idea is always that the why is more important than the how. So the how is going to be resolved on the way. So you don't have to be logical to pursue it. And yeah, so as I have seen and as I learn also right now, there is more and more proof that this is the way how to have success. And that you couldn't say at the beginning, okay, so it makes now if you see the charging stations of a big car brand with a T, that has here in Switzerland like charging stations all over. You couldn't say at the beginning, okay, so this was the plan. That was really it. So they were doing an infrastructure that cost them billions to make their electricity charging station here because they wanted to introduce a new electric car, and the new electric car was something totally different. So that's not the way. And I would say that this is a big example how, okay, so the dream was so big that the charging stations and the infrastructure came along the way. And so yeah, little question to you now. So what is your C goal? What is your burning desire that you would like to fulfill, but you don't know how to do it? And here is the overview. And we have a long weekend, I think here in Switzerland, here in Europe, with an additional holiday. So yeah, think about it. What is driving you? Is it only the vacation? Is it only the money? Or is there some more about it? And not most of the time, this is what happens. So we have here our tendency to stick between an A and B goal. So we have a new car that maybe is a little bit, has a different color, and we say, okay, that's it, that's cool. And so I'm feeling good. And so the C goals, the fantasy, the imagination, the burning desire, okay, that's not logical. So let's not do it. So because it is, how should you ever do it? So there is no way to do it. And so this is why this creative process that we used to know, or this imagination that we used to know when we were kids, when we built our what did we build? Like pyramids out of sand with like a cool with cool candles and illumination and whatever. Or like I recently went home and discovered that I have this huge space shuttle of like more than 1.5 meters made of Lego bricks. So that is the imagination where you say, okay, I want it. So how am I pursuing it? I don't know. But goals in this regard, don't get me wrong. So you can achieve your big goals, but not at once most of the times. And if you could achieve them as easily, they wouldn't be big goals, right? And if you're watching this, if you're having your big mission, even if it's a non-profit mission, like this is important that you have your goals as well, and that you are working on it. And for example, you're trying to get more and more support for it. And so just wanting to let you know that this is a live video, okay? Live means interaction. So if you're seeing this and you're having a question, so feel free to send me in your question in the chat. So I am out here on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, so you have the possibility to share your thoughts with me, even if it's a big question that I cannot answer right now. I will answer it. And these are big topics on the one hand, but on the other hand, they're rather small because so there are sometimes not that hard answers how to achieve them. So in this regard, so following the picture with the rocket, so not necessarily rocket science to achieve that. And there are so many people where you could say, wow, so they were successful. Of course, we always like to say, okay, so they were born rich, or they were like that, or somebody helped them. Okay, so if you really have success, so you know how to replicate it, and you are basically out of these outside circumstances where you would say, that drives me, that was responsible. Actually, also a quote from this article: if you really want to be a leader, so you're not looking for the outside approval. So you're doing, and so especially you also need your C goal. Maybe therefore they are called C-suite. Who knows? So what is your goal? How do you find your goals, your worthy ideal? Because that is the success at the end, to pursue your worthy ideal bit by bit through the ups and downs. And this you can do with like a simple brainstorming. So you just write what you can imagine, what you would like to have, what is really kicking you, what you really want to achieve, whether you are 65, whether you are 95, whether you are 15. So it's always the right time. And if you are now watching this from your boring work and you say, okay, so I'm just having another 4 more minutes, give me now everything or I shut you down. I would say, take the other 4 minutes for really now write what you want. And then if you don't have any ideas, write what you don't want. And then make that a positive. So if you don't have any ideas, what do I want? Then make it a positive from the negative. So for example, I don't want people, uninspired people working around me all the time. So you would like to work with inspiring people. If you don't want to work in an office anymore, so you would like to work with from home. If you would like to have an impact with your work, then so you already have that. So I already do it in the positive. If you would like to do something inspirational, if you would like to have a secure job, whatever, all these things, write them down. And now here comes the thing. You have now a list, like your universal wish list for yourself, and then you check that goal that is most resonating with you, that where your heart, where your desire really kicks in, where you say, well, that would be so cool if I would do it, if I could do it, if I could achieve it. So that's it. So it's all what I would like to say for today, and hope you found this inspirational here. And so the idea is to pursue your worthy ideal, your goal, and then so to move on and like develop also this along with your purpose. I think the goal, the big goal, and your purpose have to be aligned. So, and your purpose is what you really like to do. And so it could be that you say, okay, I would like to do good for the world, and I would like to look into thankful eyes of people. It's nice. It's a nice thing if you're listening to this right now, but it has to be something that is also for you, that you also really feel connected. It's not somehow a little bit practical, not too visionary. And for example, like I am enjoying to spread out this information and have you excited about it. That's my purpose, and to enjoy like using voice and visual here for that. Yeah. And how does that now connect to going live, for example, to doing live video? Because if you have a purpose, I'm saying this over and over. So this is your assurance, your policy, your security policy, that finally you can never have a bad live video, that people would say, oh, okay, so this looks, what is this now happening? There is like a technical glitch, there is something happening. Because your purpose is always helping you to overcome whatever will come. Like if it's not working right now with the live, with the next scene or whatever, if you're stuck, so then this is what you can think of. And so this is why it's so important to especially think of what is driving you, what is driving your purpose, and how you will then achieve it, how to do it. That's then another question. And so you don't have to even think about it, but also then make practical steps every day that lead you, of course, towards your worthy ideal. And so, for example, my vision is to help you do live streams that are just stunning, that you can reach out and gain new clients and support like I am doing, and that you feel comfortable and ease doing that. And for example, I'm doing that, I'm pursuing that with my new website, with an email newsletter, with a podcast and so forth. But of course, I can plan these activities and they are moving along the way. And just to give you also an idea how then things can fall together, is that I was really stunned now that a video that I was doing in August last year, and that I was just doing because I had fun doing it, and I had fun doing it with a good friend now that I didn't never meet before in the United States, who I just thought, right, okay, he has kind of a cool attitude, he has a cool way, so I would like to talk to him. And happened that he also has similar interests and also likes to talk about purpose. So if you know, so it's Brian Horwath. So I did an interview with him featuring LinkedIn Live. So the interview was that fun to do that I decided, okay, let's go making it a 3-part series for my YouTube channel. Somebody saw the video on YouTube and said, okay, this is exactly what we need. We have a client in the United States as well. They don't know how to get live on LinkedIn. So how do we do it? So it was a client, and so this is how things are falling with the energy. So I would have never gotten that if I would have said, I'm doing a strategy now, especially on this and that. So here comes in especially your purpose. I would also say your intuition and your imagination. And then of course things are falling into place. And so this is what I would like to encourage you. And if you would like to learn more about it, and there's a system doing it, of course, when we are talking about the brain, I was saying, okay, we have this conscious part and we have a subconscious part where a lot comes in, like our programming, our beliefs, sometimes our limiting beliefs. That is a little bit different than saying, okay, I'm doing this and I'm achieving that. No success, no long-term, no big success, no C goal is achieved like that. It is that you have to work on your programming, on your beliefs, on your self-image to achieve that. And so therefore I said, so we become what we already are. So we are also coming from a place where we want to go. And so this is the idea on, you can call it mindset, you can call it whatever, internal programming. Now, if you are or hacking, biohacking, whatever. So, but this is the way. And I am happy to tell you more about that. If you're interested how to have such a structured plan, I'm happy to share it with you and send me a message. And the idea is, of course, also with my future live videos that I'm doing around morning. So I know it's now already midday in the European time zones, but trying to get this to every day when it kind of works time-wise. And then I'm trying to inspire you and also answering your questions. And so I'm having like a very good friend here coming in right now, Matthew from the United States. I'm so happy and pleased to see you here. And so cool, so that we are connected. And we have especially also talked about the goals, right? And so it's a challenge for all of us to say, okay, what is the worthy ideal? What is the big goal that is really driving me? And what am I really working for to then, get my millions, basically. And so make that success and sort of let the energy flow instead of so the boss is coming and so the deadline, whatever. So this is what I would like to really inspire you. Hello, Matthew. So cool. So cool to see you. And so wishing you a great day from wherever you're watching, from the United States, from Europe, from India, I would assume right now, because there is a very good friend in India that is watching me all the time. So I'm saying thank you. And remember, gratefulness is one of your main switches that can really help you to also go and get into the energy that you are, yeah, getting really what you want, and not like that you have to push and trying to torture other people. Especially if you are a leader. I say this again because I have worked with so many people in the last years, and I think mindset coaching is so valuable, especially if you are a leader, and it pays off for your career, and it pays off for the careers of others, and also for the fortunes of others. And what you will do then is that you are developing your support system as a leader, your team, and yeah, that you basically even create more gratefulness around you and energy. And so the way we have to work today, so let's be honest, so that's not about like the deadlines and, well, we have like 2 hours, do we have 2 man hours and we need to get this done. So it's yeah, hopefully I'm wishing you that you can sort of in your work also change that. And a big deal is involving people and their goals and their purpose. And you're finding your purpose as a leader, that's that as well. And so therefore, yeah, think of the next winter and how you would like to live in this next winter with your mindset and with your colleagues, and how you can create this energy to create fantastic results, basically. And yeah, this is what I would like to leave you with today. So ABC goals, wishing you like an inspiring weekend. Thanks so much for looking at the live cast. So I will say bye now. Have a good lunch break here in Europe. And looking forward to seeing you soon. Let's see if I can do this over the weekend. If I have a good spot in the morning, if I'm not waking up anybody, I will do it. Otherwise, we'll see us on the beginning of next week. So, but I'm planning to do this regularly now. And as you have seen, I have made this live video thing every day in March. And Matthew has been there as well. And so that is, hey, I'm just seeing Matthew. So you're having an interview today, wishing you all the best for your interview. So we are all cheering for you. So you are such a creative, resource potential to just waiting to positively explode, I would say. So I'm cheering for you, really, really all the best. And so, yeah, so the Mindset March in March was really nice, but I did the live videos mostly in the late evening. So that was also the nice thing, because Matthew and I got to meet, because he's in the in the Pacific time zone. That was nice. But on the other hand, I thought, okay, maybe my challenge now and my purpose that I could connect is that I am connecting a little bit with you. And I'm seeing that a lot of people are happy to go outside again. So also certainly the work. But on the other hand, there needs to be a little bit of inspiration, because on the one hand, we have changed. Also, sometimes our perception have changed, but not necessarily the outer circumstances like the work. And even if sometimes employers are talking about, oh, it's a growth mindset, we are going for the growth mindset, and here and there, maybe it's not necessarily that, but it's now on you. So it's on you developing that and investing in that. So yeah, that you are getting further. And so you're not dependent on any outside circumstances. So great to see you all, and wishing you again a very wonderful weekend. And so this was 30 minutes of absolutely a little bit improved, I have to say, but I think everything flew together. Wishing you all the best, okay? And see you soon. And let me know if you have any questions for the future and what you would like to have covered. Bye-bye. Seeing you soon.